First of all, thank you to all of you to making time for joining the panel. As you know, we're discussing, there are three themes we want to discuss today. First is on the connectivity side. The second is the power infra, which is the heart of all the AI data centers. And third is your ecosystem, right? So let me start. And we have like two Karan Arjun, two Vinods here, and one Amit. So I will just address and point whenever I'm asking the questions. So let me start with Mr. Vinod Kumar. Like, you know, on if you think about the Chennai's subsea cable connectivity, right? It has always been one of the unique selling point in the past. Now, with the whole new ecosystem, what do you think are the new frontiers where it can be acted as a more strength in terms of building megawatt, mega gigawatt centers in the future? What do you think about it?
Hello. Is it audible? Hi. First of all, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Just to start it off, I think.
Just a second. Can you increase the volume for?
Hello.
As well.
Can you hear me now? All right. So just to set a context, Tamil Nadu hosts about 30% of the subsea cables. About 10 landings are here, and about 264 global locations are being serviced from here. So just that the scale is slowly developing. But having said that, the cable is not about faster, say, Netflix, but it's much bigger than that. It's a entry point of the integration of chips, compute, and the capital. It's obviously the cables bring in the bandwidth, but the real value happens when there is a tight integration between data centers, your compute, and the GPUs. Having said this, just to draw a parallel of what happened in US, AI was not looked at as a tech model, but as a GDP model, as evidenced by NVIDIA's market cap. What they did was the densification of the high-end compute along with the data centers, anchored by the subsea cables and the hyperscalers, actually created this kind of an ecosystem. So if we can, in Tamil Nadu, replicate this, I think we can go a long way. To put a case in point here, Sarvam AI is a homegrown company with a foundational model, and they have combined it with your local context and the infra, and we can see the results right away. And just to conclude, when the data center, the first phase of data center, when it came in, it was more of co-location and enterprise IT. But right now it's AI readiness, higher racking capacities, liquid cooling systems, and the interconnect between the direct cloud and the subsea cable. If we can achieve this, I think the scale can be achieved.
Thanks. One point, see, when we talk about, let's say 3 years back, Chennai was probably the number 2, right, after Bombay. Now, many states have come forth with new policies. Gujarat is one of them. We are seeing what is happening in Vizag, right? And you are doing, like work with Google there as well, right? Now, what does Chennai and Tamil Nadu need to do differently, as per your view, to make sure it's a global hub for hyperscalers, new clouds, not just enterprises? Mr. Jawar, like any point of view from your side on this one?
Yeah, okay. Firstly, thank you. It's been a pleasure to be back in Chennai after a long time, exactly a year, I guess so. And thanks to W Media to keep calling me in these sessions. Thank you very much. Yeah, you rightly said, Chennai was initially sitting in a very comfortable positions, and the narrative was very clear. We got some favorable policies, we got a subsea cable landing, and we got certain micro market which are growing in terms of where the DC needs to grow. But is that something which is sufficient for the next wave of high capacity? We are now talking about gigawatt level campus on that. So what, my few things, the fundamentals of any data center, most of us here are colo service providers. We deal with something as a vanilla services. We do, provide infrastructure, basic space and power. So if Chennai needs to be again back in the leadership positions, they need to get these three things really right. One is they need to develop large data center parks where the cycle time for acquisition of land is drastically reduced. In that park, they need to bring in some basic infrastructure like accessibility. And one of the main things which is required is to ensure that power at a very large scale connected to the central grid becomes part of the core of this data center. And if they are able to get power at more than 400 kV beyond connected to the central grid, that's the second thing. They must have favorable things to get the network connectivities through to these areas, especially the ROW permissions, the restrictions, and also that the connectivity is well established from the cable landing station all the way to the last mile to this. And obviously there's something which is there from there's been improvement, not to say there's something. We are now in a game of speed. These extremely favorable tailwinds we are having, combined with the issues which we are seeing in the Middle East, there is going to be not only short term, we feel there's a medium term heavy amount of demand which is going to come to the Indian market. And Chennai being in the eastern coast is in a very favorable geographically position to take this opportunity. And in the speed thing, we would like Chennai to ensure that the cycle time for approvals is drastically reduced on that. So this is 20 years back when I started building data centers. We had three issues: space, power, and approval. Now also we are into the scale are different. We are also in the same issues, space, power, and approval. So if Chennai needs to be in that position, they need to get, this is one, believe from me, I've been working with many state governments throughout India. My role ensures I deal with a lot of authorities who are decision makers and all. Chennai is on the top few in terms of favorable to do things. Not that they are not there. They need to little bit tweak in a way that they provide that kind of a small kind of a push for all of us to be there as a next generation of AI data. And one of the way I would suggest is please put under the Ministry of IT a separate vertical to handle only data center. This is a big investment, and we are talking of billions and billions of dollars coming into the state of Chennai. So to summarize, if Chennai needs to be back in position, get your land, large parcel of land, preliminary acquired, get power into this connected, get the network thing facilitated, and last, help in getting the approval fast. This is what I see. There's no rocket science in the solution.
You summarizes very well. Amit, I know we talked about most of the things, but anything you want to add to this, or any point of view you have on this?
So, I agree with Vinod that in terms of, what we need to do is we need to be executing it fast. But as far as why we lost the plot, because Chennai was always treated as the second largest data center market in India after Mumbai. But somewhere down the line, the other developments started happening, and, in Chennai we lost the plot. Majorly, if you see the Indian market or the total market size, major contributors have been hyperscalers and banking segment. And, initially we had a very favorable position where DC used to be in Bombay and DR used to be in Chennai. But there were some issues in terms of being the tropical zones, both flood-prone areas, both prone to cyclones. So that's the reason why banking DR moved to Hyderabad. Most of the banking customers started moving to Hyderabad. Hyperscalers, possibly couldn't start here, and that's the reason why, apart from one of the hyperscaler being present here, the others are not here in the city. So that's the reason why, in between, Chennai lost the plot. But as rightly said, there are very strong tailwinds now in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of the new digitization wave that is coming. And I think what we need to also project in terms of that, now the infrastructure is ready. It is not a city which is prone to floods. That's a major connotation which is there. We, as soon as we start engaging with the customers, the first question that they ask is, we heard that there was a flood in Chennai, right? So we need to move, we need to, correct that particular thing, that now it is not there. The infrastructure is well developed. The location of data centers are such which are not prone to flood areas. And secondly, as Vinod said, there is a lot of connectivity available. We should take advantage that Singapore, you can't expand the data centers. Malaysia, which took advantage in terms of, the data center in Singapore couldn't be built, so Johor came up as a location. Now, Johor is also facing some challenges. So Chennai could be the next location which can serve the purpose for the eastern part or the geography that is being catered over there. So that's the advantage. I think, we need to clear the doubts. There's ample investment which is happening today. Whether you talk Sirusiri as an area or Ambattur as an area, there is a lot of development which is happening. And today, if we see from an investment point of view, Chennai would not be far from any other location in the country where we are having the data center ecosystem getting developed.
It's a great point. In fact, last week only we were with Sarah, who was a CFO of OpenAI, and they were also saying that they are also even not able to meet the demand, right? So to the last point, I want to ask one follow-up question on that, right? Are you seeing demand only from hyperscalers, or are the new segments like neo clouds, enterprises, where the capacity demand is also increasing, right? Any views that you're seeing in the industry in that space?
No, absolutely. I think, as rightly said, Indian-born AI companies, Sarvam, the way they are consuming the GPUs, the Indian companies, National AI Mission, if you see most of the companies which are now trying to get the AI infrastructure in place in the country, they're all looking out for credible options. They're all looking in terms of how can they scale, right? Without naming, we were approached by one of the customers who said, we want 200 megawatts ready capacity. And, our first, solution to them was that, why don't you come to Sirusiri? Because collectively, individually, I don't think anybody has a capacity of delivering 200 megawatts today. But collectively in the Sirusiri area, we can definitely, cater to that kind of a demand. So, the ecosystem has got developed. I think individually we are fighting our own battles every day, but collectively also there is a lot of potential where in the city you can, project that there is a ample amount of available facility in Chennai, which can draw these neo clouds, the new enterprises, the new segment which is asking for higher capacities in the country now.
Vinod, you are also seeing the same or something different?
No, I completely agree. There is going to be a demand on enterprise, mainly from homegrown enterprises. Earlier, we used to have a very conservative outlook from these enterprises. Now, since they're seeing how the whole world is evolving, and they're also seeing the AI trend which is coming, So certain basic level of analytics will be required for every entrepreneurs who are going to come. So from an entrepreneur's perspective, we are going to see two things. One is the demand will increase. Second is their ability to look ahead and reserve higher capacity so that they are not caught in a wrong foot really when they do want to expand. So we will see this entrepreneurs mainly piggybacking on the AI requirements, increasing their portion of the shares in that. The pie will remain the same, I feel. You will have a 60% and probably 70-30. But the size of the pie is going to grow drastically on that. That's how we are going to see. And there are enough examples, as Amit also said, that there are many people homegrown who want to ride the AI wave on that.
I think all three of you touched a point on the ecosystem play, right? This is not a traditional business where, only few players can do it. Many things have to come together to make the things happen, right? With any point of view you have, right? You talked about government playing a significant role, right? Other players, you think, other elements of this ecosystem that needs to come together to make sure that we are able to have gigawatt plus campuses in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, I mean, I covered about what the government needs to do to really come out of the expectation of gigawatt campus. But the reality is that it's far more than land, power, and approvals. The whole ecosystem has to work. So we would like to tap on the government to ensure that the supply chain and manufacturing also is an ecosystem which is encouraged to be close to the proximity of gigawatt campuses. Chennai and Tamil Nadu has historically known to be very industry friendly. A lot of automobile and manufacturing industries are there. They need to probably take some extra steps to ensure that the whole supply chain, which caters to the data center requirement, is able to be manufactured in India. This will encourage two things. It's no things. One is the biggest challenge of logistic problem is solved. Second is there is something which can always indigenize, make the whole cost cycle of processing AI data significantly lower on that. So things behind the obvious, I would like to look at supply chain encouraging some incentive for the local manufacturing. And what we, in most of the sessions here, while we talk of fundamental thing, we miss a bigger element of network and network connectivity. This kind of pipeline of bandwidth requirement when we really go is going to be significantly higher. Which means because I'm from Airtel and there is a kind of selfish motive also to tell that, you are paid after you invested the capex, okay? Because unless you have dedicated things done for some customers, there's a huge amount of capex which needs to go. We'll have to look at some way where the approval for ROW, permission to do faster executions, permission to get OPGW to high voltage lines. These things is something extremely important to do. So we talked, so network, because we are ignoring the other crucial pillars in the AI journey on that. And the last one I would say, while the Central has been very clear about how to get open access for renewable energy, state has to line up because you become globally competitive and one of the measurement is how green is your data center. And India stands in a very good position being available to a lot of renewable energy sources. And the state government must ensure that the open access and availability of that is made quite easy and user friendly on that. It's not a concession in terms of commercial, it's more of trying to ensure that you get higher % of renewable energy involved. That is something I would say.
Amit, you want to add anything to this?
I think, you know, like Vinod said, space, power, and approvals. These are the three things which are very important. And I think as far as that creates a differentiation also between the players, because how effectively you are able to do that, and what scale are you building. So I think more or less the things are conducive. Uh, there are huge requirements. In India, as Vinod said, the pie is going to be increasing. Today we were talking about 1.5 gigawatt. We are talking about 1.8 gigawatt. We are talking about 9 gigawatts, right? So there is a tremendous amount of opportunity available. What we need to do is, in terms of project ourselves as a place which is more conducive to build data centers, which are more conducive to operate data centers. And I think Tamil Nadu has all the right ingredients in terms of availability of manpower, availability of renewable power. From our perspective, Techno was one of the very first company which had put wind-based solar plants over here in Tamil Nadu. So we understand that within the state there are conducive policies as far as power is also concerned. We have a long-lasting relationship with Tengenco. So that helps a lot in understanding availability. We have nuclear power plant available, right? So availability of power is not a challenge. Availability of renewable power is not a challenge in our state. I think what we need to do is more, we need to project ourselves as more investment-friendly state, so that more investment can come, speed of execution can be fastened. Today, I think, if I'm not wrong, we are talking about an overall capacity touching 1 gigawatt here in Chennai. So it's a significant amount, but we need to raise it to 4 gigawatt, 5 gigawatt to be relevant in the country. So that's the only thing. We need to project ourselves well. We need to make our state as more friendly in terms of investment and draw more investment over here.
And on the PowerPoint, hold that thought. I will come back on power in a bit. But I think there's a lot of conversation of state doing things differently, right? So just wanted to check, like, if for the next 5 years, right? Now the new government has also come in, right? How do you think the state should do things differently for the next 5 years to capture this opportunity? What are your views on this one?
The seed, I think, has been sowed. If you see, there are companies, multinational companies like Norbremsa, KLA, it's still, okay, sorry. Many companies like Norbremsa, KLA, and your Renault, there are many such companies who have started their GCCs and the R&D facilities here. And this is actually going to push the existing infrastructure and the current players to evolve into a sustainable infrastructure provider. Another thing that, as a government, what we should look at it is that this should be an economic infrastructure, not as a telecom asset. So that is one small switch that needs to happen. That is one thing that I can think of. But apart from that, like Mr. Vinod had mentioned, these things are there, but we have to bring the entire ecosystem into the fray. In fact, we are talking to quite a lot of such providers, the racking systems, the cooling systems, and we are bringing in, maybe it's trickling down right now, but it should come possibly in the next 5 years.
Thanks. Now, coming back to probably the heart of a data center, right? The power, right? From a power infrastructure point of view, what are the big gaps as you see right now? And second question related to that, do you think having your own captive power is a differentiator in this segment? Because many players have taken a route of having their own captive power, some players are not having it. So good to get your views on this one.
See, as far as the major problem in power is concerned, one is evacuation. There is a lot of generation which is happening, how to evacuate, and in terms of balancing. because from a renewable perspective, you generate at a particular time of day and your consumption is at the second time. So there's battery energy storage system that needs to be implemented. There are many states which have already started, and I think Tamil Nadu also has best policy or best which is coming up. So, see, captive or non-captive, it's basically, when you are signing a PPA, it's as good as you are investing into that company and you're doing that. So, there's no difference as far as captive power is concerned. It is in terms of how effectively are you managing in terms of generating, evacuating, and then storing the power so that it can be used more effectively. So, that's, I think, these are the solutions which are available, and right now I think all the operators are working at a scale where all of us are thinking about it. We are ourselves projecting it. But yes, from a state perspective, if battery energy storage system can be implemented and then there can be a uniform tariff across the day, then I think it will be much more effective in terms of controlling the cost of power and becoming more competitive globally.
And we touched upon this topic of evacuation, and the transmission is an issue, right? So Vinod, just wanted to check with you, just from a transmission point of view, what do we need to do differently to ensure we are ready for the power infra in the future?
Except from few states where the whole power utility is privatized, most of the states have got utilities which are governed by the state government on that. Again, from the power demand perspective, each state needs to now consider the boom of AI which is going to come. And rightly said by Amit, the biggest challenge for us is not the generation capacity, is the evacuation capacity. And it's not just here. Globally, everyone is struggling in evacuating the power. So sometimes in our planning process, we normally take the standard growth as the projections. But it's time for us to tap into various agencies and say that there's going to be significant increase in AI. Whether I take power from renewable energy or from my own private power plant or from the utility, evacuation will remain same. And the whole equation of evacuation needs to be looked at a very holistic way, and they need to do. It starts fundamentally with looking at compensation for landowners, putting the whole evacuation and transmission under special category. Unless we do that, we will have a misalignment between generation and utility. So if the state government utility don't address it, 5 to 10 years down the line, we will be ended up putting a micro nuclear generator right next to the data centers. So that's how it's going to happen. So it's left to the utilities to encash on that and then take it forward.
I know we are about time. Just one last question from all of you. Ideally, just one word. If you had just one wish, and just one, you can't have three wishes. There's one wish from the genie to make sure that if you get it in your life, in your firm's life, and everything will be sorted. What is that one word? Like, what is the one wish?
One of the mangoes.
Sorry?
One of the mangoes, either Meta or Amazon or Nvidia or
Okay.
Google or OpenAI, any one of them.
Anyone of them? Okay. Amit?
Not all. So, my wish is that, Tamil Nadu should be the AI capital of the world or AI capital of the country. We should ride the AI wave in much faster way. We should be more conducive, not only from a hosting perspective, but also from an adoption perspective, so that we can actually show that what AI is bringing the benefit to the general public at large. So we should be, and that will set up the context for whole ecosystem to get developed in and across Tamil Nadu.
No, yeah, thank you. I think my wish is probably more than Tamil Nadu and Chennai. I think India over the period of last 2 decades have demonstrated capabilities to build large-scale data centers. and their engineering solutions has led to us being one of the most frugal in terms of our capex spend. So it's time for us to now expand it beyond India to be the, if not global, at least the Asia Pacific and Middle East region in terms of design, ability to manufacture products from here and exports, and be a processing hub for all AI liquid, whether it is LLE modules or anything. We are good at it. With the combination of government initiative and our own forward-looking outlook, I don't see any reason why India cannot be just like GCC center for the whole world. And at the time we outsource IT services, I don't see why India cannot be an AI capital of the whole world on that. Maybe hardware is the biggest challenge also, but that's my wish on that.
I agree with that. I hope we will become that hub. Thanks all of you.